Amy and I were attending an afternoon dinner at the home of our friend John. The weather was nice, and he'd set out a table in the backyard so that we might sit in the sun. Everyone had taken their places when I excused myself to visit the bathroom, and there, in the toilet, was the absolute biggest turd I had ever seen in my life. No toilet paper or anything, just this long and coiled specimen as thick as a burrito. I flushed the toilet and it trembled. It shifted position, but that was it. This thing wasn't going anywhere. I thought briefly of leaving it behind for someone else to take care of, but it was too late for that. Too late because before getting out to the table, I had stupidly told everyone where I was going. "Be back in a minute," I said. "I'm just going to run to the bathroom." My whereabouts were public knowledge. I should have said I was going to make a phone call. I planned to urinate, maybe run a little water over my face, but now I had this to deal with. The tank refilled, and I made a silent promise. The deal was that if this thing would go away, that I would repay the world by performing some unexpected act of kindness. I flushed the toilet a second time, and it spun a lazy circle. "Go on," I whispered. "Scoot! Shoo!" I turned away, ready to perform my good deed, but when I looked back down, there it was, bobbing to the surface in a fresh pool of water. Just then someone knocked on the door and I started to panic. "Just a minute!" At an early age, my mother sat me down and explained to me that everyone has bowel movements. Everyone, she said, even the president and his wife. She mentioned our neighbors, the priest, and several of the actors we saw each week on television. I got the overall picture, but natural or not, there was no way I was taking responsibility for this one. Just a minute! I honestly thought of lifting this thing out of the toilet and tossing it out of the window. It honestly crossed my mind, but John lived on the ground floor, and there were a dozen people seated at a picnic table 10 feet away. They'd see the window open and notice something dropping to the ground, and these were the sort of people who would surely gather around and investigate. Then there I'd be with my unspeakably filthy hands trying to explain that it wasn't mine. But why bother tossing it out the window if it wasn't mine? No one would have believed me except the person who had left it there in the first place, and chances were pretty slim that the freak in question was suddenly going to step forward and own up to it. I was trapped. "I'll be out in a second!" I scrambled for a plunger and used the handle to break the thing into manageable pieces, all the while thinking that this wasn't fair, that this technically was not my job. Another flush, and it still didn't go down. "Come on, pal, let's move it." While waiting for the tank to refill, I thought that maybe I should wash my hair. I mean, it wasn't dirty, but I needed some excuse to cover the amount of time I was spending in this bathroom. Quick, I thought, do something. By now, the other guests were probably thinking that I was the type of person who uses dinner parties as an opportunity to defecate and catch up on my reading. Here I come, I'm just washing up. One more flush, and it was all over. The thing was gone and out of my life. I opened the door to find my friend Janet, who said, "Well, it's about time." And I was left thinking that if the person who'd abandoned the huge turd had no problem with it, why did I? Why the big deal? Had it been left there to teach me a lesson? Had a lesson been learned? Did it have anything to do with Easter? I resolved to put it all behind me, and then I stepped outside to begin examining the suspects.
I'm tired of people trying to comfort me on a situation they know nothing about. I can't and don't want to talk about it. Can't you respect that? No one knows the feelings I suppress every morning when I wake up, take a shower, try to scrub the memory away. I can't get clean. I didn't ask for what happened to me. I don't deserve this misery. No one deserves this kind of pain. I have to forever live with the reminder of what happened. I don't want you to pity me, try to comfort me, or pretend like you get it. You don't. Don't pretend like everything's going to be okay. Are you oblivious to the fact that he's still walking the streets? But everything happens for a reason. understand what I live with day to day. I mean, what was my life supposed to teach me? All I've learned is that no one can be trusted. I mean, you talk about angels and saviors. Where was mine? Where was my angel while I lost all sight of myself? Where was my misplaced angel?